Hey, good morning, everyone. Happy Monday, July 15th. Coming into you live streaming as promised on Friday. I'd see you here on Monday again. Um, Hopefully, everyone had a good weekend. The weather was good. So, here we are Monday morning, and a good morning for me, which is a nice way to start off the week. And it was actually a little bit risky at one moment because you'll see when I explain shortly. I had two winning trades and one losing trade, but that losing trade not only was a bad losing trade, but it could have been a lot worse. So let's get right into it. I had actually five scanners on my watch list, or five equities on my watch list this morning, and however only ended up trading two. Let's start off with AMD. AMD was actually one of those picture perfect situations. You probably hear me saying that often, but the reality is it was a picture perfect situation on the day chart. So let's take a look here, guys. I'm gonna blow up this day chart here. As you can see, AMD has just been on a tear. Like, look at this beautiful uptrend, right, going back from early 2019. And here, this is what you call a classic bull flag. Look at this beautiful long leg up, starts to consolidate, drops down, and now we're heading into the third day. This point right here at 33.38, a very critical, crucial level to break, to kind of create that bull flag pattern. I had my eye on this right from market open. So let's go right down to the minute chart now, and let's see what happens. So you can see the pre-market open was strong. Hold on, let me just change this to the day chart. Go back into my minute chart, which has different visual settings. Here we go. Here's my minute chart. So right at the open, explosive volume. You can see this volume bar here, and you can see how just right off the hop, 9:30 a.m. just exploding up. This actually right off the hop broke that bull flag pattern, and I immediately went in long. As soon as I went in long, we started to see strength, started to sell some profits. As you can see, here's my entry point, this green arrow right here, and you can start to see I'm starting to take profits right away. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 areas I took profits within the first 3 minutes. I had a pullback. I re-entered again, and as soon as started to get a nice little spike, started to take more profits. 1, 2, 3, 4 cases of profits. It came back down quite low. I actually rode this out, this big dip, and believe it or not, that big dip took place while I was trading SYMC, which we're going to get into in a moment. Anyways, it started to come back up. I wasn't too sure if it was going to retest this doji candle, so I took some more profits off the table here. Actually, I exited my position in its entirety. Eventually, this entry right here that I got into, I think it was more so seeing the volume come in, and I just thought, you know what, let me take another stab at this on a long trend. It went up, it peaked up at 33.76 and started to pop down. That's when I just exited in full. I think I lost just a few dollars on here, but ultimately it rendered me $270 on that trade. So you can see it's coming down now, and it's making its way back up, potentially up to high of day. Needless to say, it was a good trade for me. $270 on that. Let's move to SYMC Semantic Corporation. This one is an interesting because look at the gap down it did as of Friday, last closing day. It was at 25.50, and this sucker just took an explosive gap down all the way down to 21.70 zone. And right now we're obviously found some support on this day chart, but let's take a look now. Let's go right into the 5-minute chart and see what happened. Here is this huge gap down. This turquoise vertical line represents the 9:30 a.m. open. You can see it started to gain some support, and it was just trickling up. I think my mistake was I was short biased on this, and I think that was the original mistake because I originally took a stab at this going short. And let's get right into that detail. You can see here, market open, it's explosive up. You can see it got pushed right back down. Honestly, guys, I thought it was holding VWAP here on the 1 minute chart. You can see it popped up, held the VWAP, started to make its way down. That's when I decided to take a stab at a short, thinking it was going to break this doji and continue to make its way down. You know what? This is where I like to say anything can happen. And sure enough, I took a short, and within less than 40 seconds, this thing just blew up onward and upward. And honestly, it was a tough sell to exit this with a $330 loss. But this was a game changer. As you can see, you could start to see that this was, holding its support of this 9 EMA. And eventually, after we started to pass all this, I'm going to call this a triple top, basically, I decided to enter this trade long. And that's when I entered this trade long, possibly 10 cents too late. However, I held out. Thankfully, it held this 9 EMA right here. Started to pop up, started to take some profits, and ultimately closed my position once I had regained close to $500. And honestly, I was a little bit scared. My mentality, emotions were high. I was still trying to get over that $330 loss. I just wanted to secure my day green. Matter of fact, it was on the upper end of my daily target of $500, $250 to $500. But I exited in full on this peak here. In all honesty, as we speak right now, that was a good exit. You can see it did push a little bit higher, but eventually found its way down, and it's found more support around this consolidation zone right here. These are almost like just so clear. It's like reading the Matrix. You can just really read these so loud and clear, but it's starting to find a little bit of support. And now you see it's hit the 9 EMA, so who knows what's going to happen with this. But here we are, guys, 10 o'clock. My last trade was at 9:54. That represents 24 minutes of trading, and I'm done for my morning. $410 profit. I'm happy with that. I think, just to recap, I've lost track now, but I think this is either the 15th or 16th trading day that I've sort of been religiously recording on YouTube, and I've only had one red day, so I have to go back and confirm, but I think I'm 15 green days out of my 16 last trading days, which is absolutely remarkably phenomenal for me. I've broken a lot of personal goals, and I'm sticking with it, keeping my risk within a reasonable measure, although today it almost slipped away. But thankful for every green day that takes place. So that's it for now, guys. Happy Monday, July 15th. We will certainly see you tomorrow morning. We'll be back at it, and safe trading, guys, and all the best.